Daddy.
Daddies.
Daddies.
Oh, daddy issues. It takes a very specific man to allow them to spit in my mouth.
My dick going into your ass would be like the intersectionality of my dick and your ass.
I'm calling the police. For posterity's sake, I think we should discuss
what it is.
Yeah, what a daddy is.
Older guy wants to take care of somebody, and that's just like what a daddy is, right? Some scruff, some body hair,
Maybe gray. Dad bod.
Sure. So daddy issues, that is on us.
Yes. Or it's how we experience daddies.
Exactly. Do you want something from a daddy? Do you need something? Do you want to be taken care of?
Are you repeating trauma?
Thank you.
Are you?
No.
Are you?
Actually, no. I don't have daddy issues.
Bold statement.
I have mommy issues.
That's a different episode.
I know.
That is a different episode. But I want to be clear, you don't have any daddy issues?
None. I love my father.
You didn't talk to him for a year?
Yeah, but I think that was
did
really
anything. You don't think anything's happened?
But remember, the follow up to that statement was I didn't talk to my mom for 2 years.
Hence mommy issues.
I
think in the larger sense, feel like I have daddy issues. In that I've never craved calling a man daddy in a sexual way.
Zero.
It actually, I fumble over it.
Yeah.
I'm a sir guy. I'll call a guy sir.
Oh.
And boy.
Yes.
I'm down with a good boy.
Yes.
And a yes sir.
But
How
very cute militaristic of you.
Yeah.
I love
very,
that.
very dom, aggressive, submissive.
Yes. Oh, good sir. Do you say it like that? Yes,
no,
good sir.
I haven't done any Downton Abbey role play.
But you'd be into it.
No, actually, I'm not into role play either. I act all the time. I want to be myself.
I know.
When I'm coming.
Thank you.
And that's what I tell every casting director that I stand in front of.
I just want to be me when I come.
A daddy is anyone 26, 27 years old with more than $3,000 in his bank account, might own property one day.
Poppers.
We love daddies.
In the traditional sense, specimen that provides the sperm biologically to create a human. But what is a daddy? Someone who buys you things. A daddy you have more of like a relationship with. Daddy is straight up Daddy is Renaissance children called their fathers.
Bigger, I usually think they're like a larger guy.
A little bit of muscle or heft.
Not curated way. Oh, I got this body from breaking concrete and lifting lumber. Whereas a lot of gay men, their muscles were bred in captivity at the equinox.
I usually kind of a bearded or hairier-ish.
Gets a little gray, a little more soft around the edges. I love a dad bod.
Older. I think older.
Usually 40 plus. And then I just think there are daddies that have it thrust upon them, you know, because they happen to look like a dad.
I love a daddy because it makes me feel young and small.
Okay, daddy's definitely a mindset. Daddy's not about your shape, your size, your color. It's a take charge mentality. First moves, dominance.
To me, daddy is the responsible one. Like, you're gonna clean up the mess. I get to lie in it.
Daddy for you.
But we love a daddy. I'm not doing bad when the daddy's richer. That's great, right? But when the twink has more money than I do.
You know, anybody can be a daddy, really.
I have notes of daddy. Daddy undertones.
Mr. Williams.
Doctor.
I have your test results, and I'm afraid they're pretty conclusive. It's what we thought.
How long do I have?
But I'd say you have about 1 month. We can treat this aggressively. However, I think the most important thing here is that you spend more time with your loved ones, your friends, your family.
Right.
Do you have anyone to call?
How did this happen? Last year I was wearing a bucket hat and listening to Saweetie, but now I'm
a daddy. And I think it's very important amidst all this that you say that out loud.
I'm a daddy. God damn it! But how? I mean, what were the signs that I missed before it was too late?
It could be one of many things. Have you bought any property recently?
Just a pied-à-terre in a house in Palm Springs.
What about your local barista? Have you taken an interest in him? Maybe helped him pay his rent?
Yeah, but we didn't even hook up.
Much worse than I thought. How about on Grindr? Are you prone to telling men that you can be generous?
I'm generous everywhere.
Have you taken an interest in crossword puzzles?
They keep your mind sharp.
Maybe switched from cold coffee to hot coffee?
The ice hurts my teeth.
Maybe a shirt that you've deemed okay for multiple occasions?
This one.
How about clearing your throat for no apparent reason?
No.
Okay, what about Do you find...
Sorry, I hear it now.
What about the mustache? How long have you had that?
What mustache?
Dear God, man.
I didn't even know I had one. There must be some mistake. Or a cure. There's gotta be a cure.
I'm afraid this is
No,
it.
please, you've gotta help me. I'll do anything. I'll open a retirement fund for you. I'll make a reservation at a nice restaurant.
Mr. Williams, you're exacerbating the situation.
No, please, I'll talk to an electrician for you. I'll teach you how to change your oil. I'll top you. I'll bottom.
Never in my 7 weeks as a doctor have I been more disgusted.
No. Goddamn phones, it's so small.
It's just so funny because it's like when I think of my dad, the last thing I think of is sex.
Yes.
Like, my dad does not have genitalia for all I know. And I want to keep it that way.
Can I tell you, I totally agree. This morning.
Your dad sent you a dick pic. He sent me one, so it'd be a shame if he didn't send it to his own flesh and blood.
I think I'm gonna like wake up and like jerk off and just like get some stress out. Wait until the end of the story.
Out through your penis?
Stop, Zach.
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna wake up. I'm feeling a little stressed. I'm gonna do the thing that I do, which
Rub
is
one out.
I'm gonna rub one out and like get ready to go. And I started jerking it, and I like went onto Twitter because that's where all the porn is now. And I started jerking off, and my dad sent me a text message, and I forgot to put my phone on like
Do not disturb
mode. And my dad sent me a text message, and immediately my boner went away. And I was like, oh, fuck, now I can't jerk off.
Because your dad's
watching? I was like reminded of my
that you
father.
have a father.
It's just a dad, and he was like, oh, we're going golfing today or something. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, then I'm putting this away now.
There is nothing like jerking off to porn on your laptop and like Mom Towers pops in as a phone call. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Do you have any daddy issues?
My dad loves me, which is why I never made it as a comedian.
Wow. Kind of dragged
so
me, but
sorry.
we're going to just like roll through it.
I don't think so. I have a great relationship with my father.
He sounds hot.
Honestly, not really.
Good.
But I am submissive as
No daddy issues, but daddies are hot.
You know, you gotta have a daddy everywhere you go. But I got a couple back in Houston, couple here.
What's the difference between that and like just a relationship?
A relationship is when you like love someone. When you're into them. A daddy is just like, all right, we can meet up for brunch, dinner. You're gonna pay me, do my thing.
I probably have daddy issues.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, does anybody here have daddy issues? I didn't mean to lock eyes with you, but I did.
Yeah, sometimes, most of the time.
Hey!
I like guys that are hard to talk to, don't get me emotionally, I don't get them emotionally. I probably get yelled at all the time, get treated like an object, but in a good way.
So me.
Yeah.
No!
In a good way, in a good way.
Okay, did you ever follow Hot Dads of Disney?
Yes.
There's something about like a young dad who is like kind of like been run ragged by life. The kids,
Let it go.
his wife, his
Absolutely.
job, and I'm just like, oh, I just want to give him a blowjob.
Take some stress
like,
away.
Put the kids in the garage or wherever you put kids.
But it's also kind of hot to see like this dad who's like kind of let himself go.
A little, but he
because
still
the
like
work is
because
there. The work has been put into this new kid now, like those rough hands that have
yeah,
that have been now changing diapers. That takes a lot out of him. He's a little tired. That's hot.
And you want to take a little bit more.
I want to
I'm
take
gonna
a little bit off.
An ounce more.
Yeah. Change my diaper.
So maybe it's that we have issues. Well, no, they're not issues.
They're
still,
not issues.
But we are attracted to men who could have fathered a child.
Having a kid is like proof that you have had sex
and that you have come.
That's hot. Like it. That's
His
why
dick
like those
works.
dads of Disney are kind of hot because they're walking around with like these two snot-nosed things that are running behind them
That
being,
were
like,
in their
that were in their balls. So you're like, oh, you.
Yes, and I think that's what Walt Disney had in mind when he opened the park.
Yeah.
Daddy issues. I'm not sure I understand what a daddy issue is. Are we talking actual father-related trouble? That doesn't sound sexy at all.
I have daddy issues, full on.
I have a little bit of daddy issues. Most gay men have daddy issues. And I'm very attracted to daddies.
Okay, so I'm thinking daddy issues is when we like older men.
My dad stole my car in college. Yeah, I have daddy issues.
You can always tell when a gay has daddy issues. Walt Disney is probably gay. They always kill dads, a lot of dead parents in Disney films.
I may have said on the internet before that I think my dad is an attractive man. People think I have daddy issues because of that. Because I think he's attractive by American standards. He's like a Richard Gere looking, meets Indiana Jones, but in his 70s. He's attractive, and that's okay. That doesn't mean I want to my dad. I think my dad is an attractive man. And I want to my dad. And I want to my dad. And I want to my dad.
Just because I wanted to get by my art teacher at a young age, or just because I side-eyed every pilot I've walked past since the age of 7. The assumption of the fact that I'm into daddies means that I have a daddy issue. It has nothing to do with wealth or status. I'm not into that like sugar daddy kind of a thing. I just want you to be somewhat barrel-chested, bigger than me, and to be able to like crush me if you're on top.
My issue with my dad right now is that he's dead.
Dads are in charge of the world. It's kind of like, make sure your dad is obsessed with you because your dad could be president. Like, this is like the trickle down, right? It's like what we were fed. And then as little gay kids, we're like, moms are in charge of the world. You stupid, stupid bitch. Don't ever tell me that my dad, who threw away my Cinderella dress, is in charge of the world. Because my mom lets me paint her nails, and she's a queen.
I remember my mother telling me that try to look for a man like my father, and for the longest time I was like, what? Like, absolutely not. And now, oddly enough, my present partner he's too much like my father. He's Italian, they have the same eyebrows, they both whistle, like, oh, they love birds. Oh, God. I have daddy issues, oh my God. I have to go immediately.
Are you sure you don't have to pee again?
Well, I always need to pee a little. That can't be the Domino's. The track wrap says Jerry just put our pizzas in the oven.
It may not be Domino's, but it can still absolutely rearrange your insides.
Oh my God. Darren, aren't these like $12,000?
Way more. But it's okay, I put my grandma's place on Airbnb.
Isn't she in assisted living?
Yeah, the reviews are really bad. But who cares, because I've got my own daddy.
Wait, you don't even like daddies.
I know. But you and my other damaged friends just keep going on about how much fun you have with these emotionally unavailable guys, and I figured...
You'd get a daddy and acquire daddy issues?
Yeah.
Okay, I would be furious if I wasn't so f***ing turned on right now. Let's open him up!
Let's do it. Oh, he's beautiful. Okay.
Here, there's a remote.
It comes fully charged. We just have to pick which daddy we want.
Jersey daddy.
Hey, which one of you took your mama's peppermint schnapps?
Oh.
It's kind of offensive.
Yeah.
Sugar daddy.
I'd love to fly you to Mazatlan. Do you guys like gold?
Stage daddy.
Get out there, April. I need you to shine. Do you want us to lose our house?
Am I April?
I don't care if you're not talented.
70s groovy daddy.
Hey, man. Let's get real groovy on a big shag carpet. I got a van.
Alcoholic daddy.
I love you. Why don't you know that? I give you everything.
Oh my God.
And feel nothing from you.
Okay, I actually... Very scary, but very cool.
Wasp daddy.
To say that we got a good deal on the house is an understatement. Get ready for church.
MAGA daddy.
I'm gonna invite you to look at this American flag. Blue for police, red for blood, white for people.
Why would they even program that one in?
Asian daddy.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, sorry. It literally says it.
I know what you were trying to get me to do.
Tim Allen daddy.
I'm a Republican.
Vegan daddy.
I brought broth.
German daddy.
Eins, zwei, drei.
Call me by your name, daddy.
I never had what you two have. Just remember, our hearts and our bodies are given to us only once. And before you know it, your heart's worn out. And as for your body, there's a point when no one looks at it, much less wants to come near it. Right now, there's sorrow, pain, Don't kill it. And with it, the joy you felt.
I say we add some light spanking, and it's perfect.
Who wants pizza?
I'm gonna find the box with his dick in it.
Can I have a cigarette?
If a man came into my life and he was like, you didn't text me back fast enough, you're getting a spanking when you come home. I've never experienced that. So maybe I do have some subtextual daddy issues.
But just because you haven't experienced something doesn't necessarily mean that you would be
into it
or not into it. If anything, it's like you're not into it because you haven't experienced it.
Sure.
Like if you experienced it and you were like, oh, that's definitely not for me. Well, you kind of were into it though because you were into it enough to try it. Whereas like I have no interest in being spanked.
Sure.
And so I will not get spanked. It doesn't mean that I like, well, you don't know what you're missing. Well, I'm like, well, I mean,
I don't think I'm
not missing.
But I was wrong about Brussels sprouts. They're so good.
You've been spanking some Brussels sprouts
I've
recently?
been letting these Brussels sprouts just dominate my hole.
Nice.
Do you want to hear what TikTok taught me?
What?
The difference between kink and fetish. A kink enhances a sexual experience.
Uh-huh.
A fetish is a requirement for the person to come.
Oh.
Yeah. So a kink is like, oh yeah, but a fetish is like, I need this.
So then I guess if daddy, by that standard,
if daddy
issue is a
kink,
kink,
great.
sure. But if daddy issues is a fetish, let's address something.
Let's pump the brakes.
Let's pump the brakes, or like just make sure that there are other things.
Sure.
What's your closing thought on daddy
Closing
issues?
thought on daddy issues, don't think they're going anywhere. Don't know if I have any. They really keep like the brunch chatter lively.
Our world has daddy issues.
I think if we can strive to live in a place where daddies exist but daddy issues don't, lots of more people will be coming.
Stop having daddy issues.
Don't traumatize people younger than you. I think that might be the takeaway.
I think that's good.
I think daddy issues are a great thing and also a pretty good pop song from Demi Lovato.
Can you give us a little bit of that?
Actually, no, I'm not singing.
Lucky for you, I got all this daddy issues. Daddy issues, oh.
So I've a lot of daddies, and they seem to have it down. But I think it comes from being survivors. As in, like, we were in a relationship in the 80s, and neither one of us died.